in the States, we are celebrating President's Day in a radical way. And here to kick off our awesome 80s week, it's our very own POTUS, aka the purely outstanding, totally unmistakable Swagman! That's right, everybody, it is me, Swagman, here, kicking off the 80s Trivia Week. It's a huge week here at Swagbucks, and a huge week here on Daily Trivia Live. It is great to be with you here on a Monday, talking 80s. I've seen so many of you shouting out your favorite things about the 80s. I figured I'd share some of mine. Look, barring the whole fact that, like, I was born in the 80s, my wife, whom I love, was born in the 80s, those are on the top of the list, right? But let's talk movies, okay? Indiana Jones, the original trilogy in the 80s, is amazing. I love Indiana Jones. You've heard me talk about Indiana Jones. You've probably heard me talk about Back to the Future. That's just like the sound of the 80s right there, right? As is the, okay, do you know this one? Boom, bum, bum, dum, bum, bum, dum. Bum bum dum bum bum dum bum 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 bum. That right there, Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, Die Hard. I'm gonna admit, I saw a lot of these movies on TV. You know, when they censored a lot of things. So I watched these movies. I'm like, great. I've watched them more recently. They're not as kid friendly as I thought they were, folks. So maybe don't show your kids those until they grow up, or if they're on TV, I guess. But let's talk music. Journey, Hall & Oates, Huey Lewis and the News, some of my favorites. And then TV, look, if it had family in the title, like Family Ties, Family Matters, it was great. Cheers, that led to Frasier, and I know I've talked to you about how much I love Frasier. Okay, I could go on and on about the 80s, but we have to get ready for a full week of blasts from the past as 80s Week starts now here at Daily Trivia Live, the mobile game show where you win money from the comfort of your phone. It's time for your brain to make the donuts as you play for today's grand prize. That right there is $1,000. And when you correctly answer 10 multiple choice trivia questions about the notable people from the 80s, you'll win your share of it. That's right, it's 80s People Trivia, baby. In this game, you'll earn 1 bonus SB for every question you get right after question number 1, even if you've already been eliminated. If you win the game, they're automatically added to your prize. You know what I call that? That's one of the perks. Otherwise, you'll have to claim them at the end of the game in order to keep them. That's right, if you don't win the game, you must click claim. The first time you get a question wrong, as long as it's before question number 10, you can rejoin to get another shot at the grand prize, either using SB or with a free rejoin. Do you need some more free rejoins? Just click the plus sign in the top left-hand corner of the main menu anytime a game's not happening and get free rejoins by watching videos. Of course, this week, you should be extra stoked because it's a second chance week, which means you're getting 3 free rejoins for every live game you play. They're credited to your account before the following game begins. That's right, we're hooking you up this week. Finally, all this week, we're picking 16 people who win and claim at least 1 SB in each live game to win a 100 SB prize. But first, Thursday's 500 SB giveaway winner was Disney Lover. Congratulations, you'll be credited shortly. Everyone else, keep playing and claiming because next time the winner could be you. The comments are off to gag themselves with a spoon. Like, ew. So let's get this game started. Here's question number 1 for over 19,000 people. Q1. What former actor won the U.S. presidential election of 1980? John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, or Ronald Reagan? What former actor won the U.S. presidential election of 1980? Think about it. Actor plus president equals rising to popularity politically as the governor of California, he used his charm and charisma to earn the moniker the Great Communicator. Ronald Reagan is the answer. 18,269 of you knew that one and are moving on. Well done. You are already on fire. Well done, well done, well done. You know, he was known as the Great Communicator. He said the famous words, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And they did. That's the power of communication. Here's question 2 now, worth a bonus SB. Here we go. We've got a bonus SB in each question from here on out. That was just a little bit of a reminder as we go into Q2. 84-year-old Clara Peller starred in a series of videos for Wendy's where she asked what question? Are we there yet? Where's the beef? Or did I do that? What question was she asking in those videos for Wendy's? Now, these ads helped put Wendy's on the map, giving them a chance to catch up with McDonald's and Burger King simply by using "Where's the beef?" to show how puny other places' burgers were. Where's the beef is the question. 17,729 of you getting that one right. That is 94% of you keeping it in the 90s in this 80s quiz. I like to see that. Well done. Let's keep it moving into question number 3, which also has a bonus SB attached if you get it right. Here we go. Q3. Imelda Marcos famously had a huge collection of what? Shoes, Muppets, or pet rocks? Imelda Marcos famously had a huge collection of... Now, as the husband of the dictator Ferdinand Marcos, Imelda wanted for nothing and lived in the lap of luxury, owning over 3,000 pairs of shoes. She owned over 3,000 pairs of shoes. Okay, hey, 80% of you got that one right. Well done on the 80s game. We got the 80 percentile. A lot of you said she owned pet rocks, which is a very 80s thing, I guess. And the Muppets were still very famous in the 80s. But shoes. She had a huge collection of shoes, over 3,000 pairs of shoes. That's over 6,000 individual shoes, right? You got a left shoe, you got a right shoe. There's 2 shoes in a pair of shoes. 6,000 shoes? That would be like my whole apartment just lined with shoes. That's wild. We've got a lot of you back in the game using a free rejoin because you remember it's a second chance week, right? You're getting free rejoins just for playing. So let's keep it going into Q4, worth a bonus SB if you get it right. Here it is. Which celebrity bought the Neverland Ranch in 1988? Was it Prince, Madonna, or Michael Jackson? Which celebrity bought the Neverland Ranch in 1988? They just took the second star to the right and straight on, to Santa Barbara. He was already an oddball whose every move made headlines before he bought a ranch out near Santa Barbara and turned it into an amusement park. It's a classic Michael Jackson move, really. Michael Jackson is the answer. 98% of you getting that one right. Moving on. Way to crush that question. Only a few people going with Prince and Madonna. Michael Jackson, the famous owner of the Neverland Ranch. Let's keep it moving into question number 5 as we have another bonus SB attached for you right here. Here we go, Q5. What NBA Hall of Famer played point guard for the Showtime Lakers in the 1980s? Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, or Larry Bird? What NBA Hall of Famer played point guard for the Showtime Lakers in the 80s? Well, after spending his whole life in or around Lansing, Michigan, he was picked number 1 by the Lakers in the 1979 NBA draft. Magic Johnson only went on to revolutionize his position and the entire sport during the 80s. Magic Johnson is the answer. 85% of you getting that one right and moving on. 14,914 of you. We had about 2,300 people go with Larry Bird, a very famous Boston Celtics player. He was not a Laker. That was Johnson. The two went head-to-head all the time. Whew. What a time for basketball that was. Because then you got MJ in the mix a little bit later. It was quite a great time for hoops. We have almost 2,000 of you back in the game, which means I think we're just about ready for question number 6. We're over halfway through the game. This question has a bonus SB attached if you get it right. Here we go, Q6. Who became CEO of Apple when Steve Jobs was forced out? Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, or John Scully? Who became CEO of Apple when Steve Jobs was forced out? As they grew, Apple needed to bring in a seasoned exec to appease the board. When Jobs left after his power struggle with the board, John Scully made all the calls. John Scully is the answer. Whoa, this was a tough question. 22% of you got that one right. Well done. 3,572 of you moving on. We had a lot of people still go with Steve Jobs after I said he was forced out. This was after Steve Jobs was forced out. Steve Wozniak Ooh, another big name in Apple, but John Scully is the answer. So let's get back in here, folks. Let's get back in. We've got 4 questions left. You can't be out now, especially during a second chance week. If you've got a free rejoin, use it. Come on, get back in here. You're getting more free rejoins just for being here, so why not use it now? As we head to question 7, worth a bonus SB for everyone else who's just hanging out and having fun now as we go on. Here it is, Q7. In 1986, what famous boxer became world champion at the age of 20? Is it Rocky Balboa, Mike Tyson, or Muhammad Ali? 1986, famous boxer became world champion at the age of 20. That's so young. At the age of 20, I was not a boxing world champion. While he didn't have the combination of elegance and power that made Muhammad Ali great, he had raw power and speed and a killer instinct. For a time, Mike Tyson seemed unbeatable. Mike Tyson is the answer. 74% of you getting that one right. That number's going back up. Well done. A lot of you going with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali's heyday was even earlier in history. I think it was like the 60s and 70s, because I know it was also during... There was just that movie, One Night in Miami, right, that kind of talked about his time. It was the 60s. It was the civil rights movement. That's when he was big. All right. We're moving on. A lot of you rejoining. We're into question 8 now with the bonus SB. If you get it right, here we go. It's time for Q8. What pro wrestler was running wild all the way to the main event of the first WrestleMania in 1985? Was it Hulk Hogan, the Iron Sheik, or The Rock? What pro wrestler was running wild all the way to the main event of the first WrestleMania in 1985? After a previous stint in WWF as a bad guy, Terry Bollea was repackaged into a golden-haired All-American from Ventura, California, who main evented several WrestleManias as Hulk Hogan, brother. We had 95% of you get that one right. You're running wild through this quiz, and I think you're just about ready for question number 9. And that's about as long as I can do that voice without totally losing mine for the next month. We're on to question 9 now. It's worth a bonus SB if you get it right. Here we go, Q9. In 1981, the marriage of which 2 royals became a world television event? Was it William and Kate, Elizabeth II and Philip, or Charles and Diana? 1981, the marriage of which 2 royals became a world television event? It was the fairy tale wedding and romance that, thanks to television and increased media coverage, was everywhere. The marriage of Charles and Diana was watched by over 750 million people worldwide, and we have 8,909 of you who knew that answer. You've made it this far and are ready for our final question. Congratulations to all of you still fighting for that win in the first game of our 80s themed week. Quick reminder, there are actually 2 ways to get SB from Swagbucks Daily Trivia outside of our live games. One is through the Daily Trivia Challenge, the quick, hostless version of our game that you can play on your schedule up to twice per day. Second is by clicking the More Ways to Earn button wherever you find it in the app. You know you gotta finish up all those daily tap joys. Am I right? You're doing that, right? Both of those things are going to get you SB towards your daily goal, so be sure to check that out. Now, 80s Week continues Tuesday through Thursday with a game about 80s TV tomorrow, 80s music on Wednesday, and on Thursday we've got 3 consecutive games about 80s movies with increasing prize amounts. Wow! The fun starts each night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so be sure to check out all of those amazing games. And you know, folks, just like the rest of your body, your skin needs nourishment to stay strong and healthy. Each True Skin product is formulated with a purposefully balanced medley of key antioxidants, super nutrients, and nourishing botanical active ingredients that are designed to work with your skin's natural capacity to correct, protect, heal, and restore skin wellness. Add True Skin to your list in Magic Receipts, then buy 1 eligible True Skin skincare product in store at Target and earn 600 SB when you upload a photo of your receipt as proof of purchase. Buy 2 on the same receipt and earn 1,300 SB. Now, this is for U.S. players only, but be sure to check that out. I think I might need to be checking that out if I'm honest. My face it's looking tired lately, folks, and so I think I might need a little bit of that rejuvenation. Right now, though, I've got a job to do. It's time for question 10. It's worth the bonus SB for all 19,000 plus people hanging out and having fun. We've got 8,951 of you vying for a piece of our grand prize, so here it is. For all the marbles that you can get. Question 10. What loud-mouthed tennis pro won Wimbledon in 1981? Was it John McEnroe, Pete Sampras, or Andy Murray? What loud-mouthed tennis pro won Wimbledon in 1981? Heaven forbid he got called, he got a call he didn't like, because you would hear, "You've got to be kidding me!" Sometimes accompanied by John McEnroe destroying his racket. John McEnroe is the answer. 8,577 of you know that answer and are splitting our grand prize. Congrats to all of you who are splitting the grand prize today. Let's take a look at those winners, shall we? I mean, you're all winners in my book, but if we look at this leaderboard here, we got Snicker South 34-54. Congratulations to you, Snicker South. Well done. Mick Gurr is a winner. We've got Layla Bug, who is a winner. Antonia Maddox 053 is a winner. Top Hat McGee, I tip my hat to you, Top Hat McGee, as you have won, as did Tim 427, and so many more of you. Now that you have all these new SB in your account, you know what to do with them, right? You redeem them for PayPal cash or gift cards to Amazon, Starbucks, Target, and hundreds of other places. Great job today, folks. We're going to see you here tomorrow, right? For our 80s TV game. Thanks for playing Daily Trivia Live. We'll see you then.